Hi, my name is Barb, and I'm the fat lady who cooks. Welcome to my kitchen. I am not a professional chef, but I do love to cook, and I would like to teach you how to love to cook. And I'm going to do it in my kitchen with my food, and you're going to do it in your kitchen with your food, and we will cook together. And somewhere along the way, we're bound to make a few bad jokes. Anyway, welcome to my kitchen. Let's get cooking. So tonight in the kitchen, we're going to do garlic chicken. And don't fear the garlic. It's not going to make you stink up or scare away the vampires. Bad joke one. But what it will do is when we cook the garlic in the oven and we bake it, it will actually roast the garlic into tasting more like a nut that you can actually spread on toast or whatever you want. But it's a really delicious meal. We're also going to take these really fabulous potatoes and we're going to cut them in half. And I'm not going to make you watch me do the whole thing, but we're going to cut these potatoes in half, and then we're going to take it over here to the stove, and we're going to put all these potatoes in some boiling water, and we're going to parboil them for probably about 15 minutes until they're just almost tender done. Let's explain the chicken. Now, nobody wants to really hear that I'm going to put 40 cloves of garlic in this chicken, but I am. All 40, and you don't have to worry about it. Like I say, when you roast it in the oven here, it turns that harsh, stingy raw garlic taste into a very creamy, nutty piece of garlic. And so you're thinking, I am not going to peel 40 cloves of garlic from a bulb, and I don't blame you. I wouldn't either. What you do is you go to your grocery store, and they're going to have pre-peeled garlic in a bag, and I figure, I don't know how many's in here, but for me, it looks to be about 40. So I'm going to use this entire bag, and it is, I have no glasses on, but I'm going to guess this is 6 ounces worth of pre-peeled garlic. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take about 2 tablespoons of butter, and we're going to put it in this beautiful pan here. We're going to put this pan on about a medium heat. Then we're going to get my olive oil, and we're going to do a little bit of olive oil, and this will keep the butter from burning. Because what we're going to do now is we're going to pre-toast the garlic in here so that it has a head start in cooking. So here goes the garlic. This is 6 ounces of pre-peeled garlic, so we don't have to do the legwork. Take a look, make sure you don't have any bad guys. Now, what you also might want to do here is take your salt, a little bit of salt here. You want to salt as you go. You don't want to just wait to the end and salt and pepper everything because it doesn't give the food time to absorb it. Okay, so the garlic has to roast until it has a really aromatic smell. Right now I can smell the garlic and it smells like you just took it out of the bloom, out of that bulb, and it has that raw garlic smell. So what we're going to do is we're going to sit here and stir it because garlic burns really quickly. And if we burn this, then I'm going to have to go and peel 40 pieces of garlic. And I really don't want to do that. And someone is pointing saying, my dog is in the kitchen at my feet. This is Cooper. He's like, Cooper is my own little vacuum cleaner when it comes to the kitchen. He keeps the floor pretty clean. That's the stove that's come up with the temperature for our potatoes that we're going to cook at 400 degrees in case you want to preheat your oven. So you can still smell this garlic. Still smells pretty raw, but if you can't hear this, I know you can't hear this, but there's a sizzle in my pan. Just enough to sizzle. Not so high in heat that you're going to burn the tar out of it, but high enough so that it sizzles and the butter and the oil together kind of foam a little bit. You want to see the garlic a little closer? See, look, you can see some of the bulbs are already starting to get some color on them, see? So that's what we're looking for, is that little bit of color. Let's not completely destroy the stove tonight. Turn those potatoes down a little bit. You can smell the butter. That creamy butter with this garlic, it smells really wonderful. So now we're going to get a bowl out of the cabinet here. Now when you do this, you want to be sure that you get all the butter and all the oil and all the garlic, because we're going to put this in with our chicken when we put it in the oven. So what we do now, we're going to come over here, turn these potatoes down again because they're boiling a little too fast. I'm using a glass 9x13 Pyrex pan. You can use whatever pan you want. The point is that your chicken needs to lie flat. Flat, not that chickens are flat, but we want our chicken to lie flat so that it cooks evenly. Okay, so I have my garlic and my butter and the oil that I had with a little bit of salt that, as you can see, has turned a little bit of brown and it has that kind of slightly roasted color on it. So now we're going to come over here and we're going to get our chicken and we're going to put our chicken in this 9x13 glass pan. And the oven, in case I forgot to tell you earlier, is set to 400 degrees. The nice thing about this is the potatoes and the chicken are both going to cook at 400 degrees. So there's no adjusting your oven and having to make any kind of stop cooking this, start cooking that kind of deal. We're just all the way. One temperature, 2 dishes. So now we have the chicken in here like this. Oh, I'm such a moron. I have rosemary and thyme. They are chicken's best friends. And what we're going to do is we're going to go in here, because I forgot, and we're going to lift these little pieces of chicken up, and we're going to take a couple of sprigs of this rosemary and the thyme, and we're going to put it in the bottom of the pan so that the chicken can pick up all this wonderful flavor. And we don't want to really break the rosemary up because we just want the flavor. We don't want that thick piece of herb actually to eat. We just want the flavor of it. So then we're going to take our time. I'm sure my family doesn't want me to take my time. I'm sure they're ready to eat. But we're going to do the same with the thyme and the rosemary, and we're going to put it in the bottom of this pan. I think I'm running out of time. And we're going to put it in this pan, and we're going to make this chicken smell good, taste good. There's something about the smell of thyme. Oh, it's thyme and rosemary. They are just beautiful herbs together. It's unbelievable. You put it together in this pan, and I should have done it first, but you know, first YouTube video, there's gonna be mistakes. And like I said, I'm not a professional cook. I am just somebody who cooks at home, who really enjoys it, and I would like to make it easier for people to cook from home. And you know, now, even if you don't want to go to the grocery store because it's not fun, they deliver to your house. You have no excuse not to cook at home. Okay, video hiccup. Just bear with me. I am salting and peppering my chicken. It's to taste, however much you want, however much you don't want. It's up to you. This is your dinner, not mine. This is my dinner. I like salt and pepper. So now we're going to take this fabulous garlic. Oh, it smells really good. And we're going to take it and we're just going to sprinkle this garlic, all 6 ounces of this pre-peeled garlic, and we're going to stick it over the top of this chicken everywhere. You could just dump the whole bowl if you wanted that way. I like a little bit more of a controlled drop with a spoon. And then we have this, you can see it almost like a burnt butter in the bottom of this bowl. And what we're going to do now is with this little bit of butter and stuff that's left, we're just going to drag that over the top of the chicken. Clean up as we go. Now we're going to take this, since our oven is heated to 400 degrees, and we're going to put it in the oven. I'll be right back. We're going to put it in the oven. I have a 2-piece oven here. We're just using the top part right now. So we're going to open up just the top, and we're going to put our chicken in here. And we're going to set a timer for 20 minutes for that. Now we need to check our potatoes and see if they're ready. just get a fork. It's not a real complicated tool. It's a fork. And you're going to stick it in and you're going, oh, that's a perfect potato. That's a perfect potato. It sticks in, falls off easy, so now we're going to drain them. Let me drain these and I'll meet you back at the island. Already made my stove a mess. I love it. So this pan is still hot. You can see the steam off of it, I hope. I don't know if you can see that. There is no heat on the stove, but what we're going to do is going to take these 2 tablespoons of butter. Oh, fail. And we're going to let that melt in that pan as it cools down. We're going to get our potatoes. Isolation Island. Bad joke too. And we're going to start to dress these. Now, you can dress these in any herb combination you want. It's really up to you. These are potatoes. It's a blank slate. Make it whatever you want. But in this house, we use this thing called Grill Masters. And I think it's a Montreal Chicken. And no, these are not a sponsor for me. They don't give me money for this. This just happens to be something I really like. And it gives a really wonderful flavor to the potatoes. So what we're going to do is this butter is slowly melting on its own. We're going to come and actually add 2 more tablespoons of olive oil to it. Now the reason we're doing this is because we want to take our seasoning, which, excuse me, I'm literally taking the lid off because I'm going to take about 2 tablespoons of this seasoning and I'm going to drop it into this oil butter mixture. I can put this away. I'm done with that. Then we're going to take salt and pepper. Actually not, no, we're not going to because I think this is already salted. We don't need to add more salt to the fat lady's diet. I think I've added enough oil today already. So let's get this mixed up. This butter's almost melted. And then I guess you guys can guess what we're going to do next, right? I'm not a rocket scientist. I'm just a home cook. So we're going to, because I want all my good stuff to come out of here, I'm going to get a spatula. And I'm going to take this, and I'm going to drizzle it all over my potatoes here. So it's all good. See, you got to get all the goodness out of the bottom of the pan because that seasoning will stick in the bottom of the pan. Put this in the sink. And now we're going to come over here and kind of stir these potatoes up a little bit. Now, because I don't like to overly have to clean my pans after they've been in the oven cooking with potatoes, they're going to crust. I use a little bit of parchment paper on the bottom of my pan so that it makes cleanup easier. If you don't have parchment paper, you could actually use foil also. So you're not limited to just one item. We're going to take our potatoes. You know, I forgot to tell you guys, being my first video, I'm really not very good at it yet. What we're going to do is at the bottom, when I go to edit this and put it all together and try to take all the silliness out of this, I'm going to try to put my ingredient list so you know that I'm cooking with, the approximate. I don't really measure a whole lot. I kind of eyeball it. I'm going to put an approximate stuff down there so you can kind of follow the recipe as you want. The chicken is more of a specific recipe, and I'll put that together for you too. But just in case you're following this and I'm not making a lot of sense sometimes, you can go down below. You can like my video. You can subscribe if you'd like. You can even click the I like button and save it or whatever you want. But you will also find the recipes. So you can find out how to make this on your own if you're just watching it and deciding not to cook while I cook. So we got our potatoes. Now, in 20 minutes, my chicken is not going to be done, and that's okay. I have a timer set for 20 minutes on my chicken so that in 20 minutes I can take this chicken out for just 10 minutes, put my potatoes in, and let the potatoes be in there for 10 minutes because these potatoes are actually already done. I just want to crisp them up some. So how about we meet back here in 13 minutes and 54 seconds. Actually, for you, it'll be the snap of a thumb. So we'll be right back so we can make this exchange. All together, the chicken is almost ready to come out and wait, and then we're going to put the potatoes in. So hang with me for a minute. We're just going to cut up some simple salad. And of course, we eat family style here. So family style means that this salad, which is super simple, I have lettuce. I prefer romaine lettuce over iceberg. No offense to iceberg, but I think romaine makes a better salad. So we're going to take our salad fixins and we're going to throw it in here. Cut up some more of this. Get the good green stuff. I know I'm fat, but I do eat greens. And I don't mean green candy and green other things. I mean, I do actually eat salad. It's a favorite at dinner. So we're going to take this and we're going to put all of our beautiful romaine down here in the bottom of this family style container that we're going to eat from. And I'm going to do some simple green onion, and I don't like this knife. Let's go to a different knife. I prefer this knife. So we cut up some of this lovely green onion. We're going to throw this over the top. Then we're going to take this, I have to test it, baby cucumber. We're going to take that baby cucumber, cut that up, and that goes in here. You don't eat cucumber, I can't give you any. Your dog. He's waiting for his treat. He always gets something in the kitchen. So we're going to cut our tomatoes up just in little bite-sized pieces. We're going to put that on top. You know, it's important when you cook to use your time wisely. Like, we knew we had downtime when we put that chicken in the oven. So it's a perfect time while you wait for that 20 minutes to pass. You'll see I cleaned up my kitchen. I put my dishes in the dishwasher that were dirty. Wiped up all my chicken goop because you don't want to be sharing that all over the kitchen. It'll make you sick. And then I started on my salad. And my timer is telling me that this chicken is ready to come out of the oven and the potatoes are going to go in. So we're going to let this salad sit here for a minute. I have it down hidden so you don't see it all the time. And we're going to come over here. Wait 1 second. Don't go anywhere. Proper equipment is key in the kitchen. You don't want to burn yourself because then you're not going to be able to cook tomorrow night. Ooh, look at that. The garlic is already... Okay, so the potatoes are ready to come out of the oven, but we're going to do one thing first with our chicken, which is over here. We're going to take this fork. I don't know if you can see. We're still working this out. We're going to take our chicken and we're going to, we're going to flip it over, because if not, the outside's going to get really dry, and we're going to let all this garlic move to the bottom of the pan and let it sit in that lovely oil and stuff we have going, so it ends up roasting really wonderfully. I'm kind of having a problem because my twigs are sticking to my chicken. My family calls them twigs. I realize that it's thyme and rosemary, but they just call it twigs. It kind of looks like twigs after it's been cooked. So we're going to do that. We're going to flip them all over. Make sure that our garlic goes to the bottom. Make sure our twigs stay on the bottom. Now, see? It's all beautiful. All of it's on the bottom. Some of our twigs are sticking up, but that's fine. These are going to go back in the oven for another 20 minutes. So the total cook time for this chicken is 40 minutes. 20 minutes up front. You take a 15-minute break, put your potatoes in. Now, if you have a really big oven, I don't really like to do this, but if you have a big oven, you can cook these both at the same time. You just put the potatoes in for the last 15-20 minutes of the chicken. So let's see. Oh, and I have to tell you, while I was cleaning up the chicken, I realized that my shelf in the oven was on the wrong spot, so I had to move it up one. So now we have to pull it out. And we're gonna take our potatoes, we're gonna set them right here. Now I'm gonna tell you what my secret is. The last thing, when I pull my chicken out of the oven, I should put this in because I'm moving the heat on the oven. I'm gonna put my chicken back in for 20 more minutes. But I'm gonna come back, oh my goodness. Oh, told you there'd be a couple of bad jokes. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, take my mitts off. We're gonna come back, and you don't have to do this. Some people like their potatoes like this, but one of the people, particularly in my group who's eating, likes these potatoes to be really crispy. So what I'm gonna do when I take my chicken out, I'm gonna crank this oven up to broil, and I'm gonna put these potatoes in for about a minute or two and let the tops get really crispy. Now, that's optional. You don't have to do that. You can do that. You can cook them longer, you can cook them shorter. These potatoes can be whatever you want them to be. Don't feel like you're stuck to something just because I say, oh, I do this for 15, 20 minutes or whatever. Be brave in the kitchen. Oh my gosh, get your knives out, get your cutting boards out, stick your meat on the counter and be brave. Take a risk. If it's bad, you don't eat it that time, you try it again. You make it better next time. Anyway, we're gonna take a little bit of time, let my chicken finish cooking off for the next 20 minutes, and then we're gonna plate it all up and let you see how it looks. So let's pull our thighs out of the oven. Our thighs out of the oven. That sounds funny. Ooh, look at this. Oh, do you hear that? Now we're going to crank the stove up here. We're going to cancel this off. We're going to go to broil high. We're going to start it, and we're going to, I covered my potatoes with foil, by the way, just to keep them warm. And I'm going to take my potatoes now and put them in here under the broiler for about 2-3 minutes, just till they're crispy. So, take these gloves off. Let me get myself a rusty spatula. Not technically rusty, just rusty old friend. Most of you people are not going to be old enough to understand that. And we're going to take a beautiful piece of this chicken, just like this. We're going to gather up some of this garlic. Put the twigs back in the pan. Nobody likes the twigs. Okay, look at this. I'm going to show you. Let me get close and show you. Do you see how beautiful and brown that garlic is? And how toasted looking that chicken is? It's really good. And I know there's no such thing as smell-o-vision, but oh my gosh, if there was, this is delicious smelling. Okay, we're going to come over here. We're just going to let that rest for a few minutes. Okay, a little camera mishap. We're back. So we're going to take some of the salad. We usually eat family style, but I'm going to show you how you can do individual servings. We're going to take some of the salad. We're going to put some salad on here. Now, I am not a professional chef. I have no idea how to make plates look beautiful. We eat family style, which means everybody kind of sticks their fork in here, takes what they want. We eat that way. But because you want to see how beautiful this chicken is, and actually the person who I'm making this plate for will eat 2 pieces of chicken. There are 8 pieces in here, and we're serving 4 people, so they can have 2 pieces. So let's take a second piece. Let's pull our twigs out of here. Really want the twigs in there. We're going to pull up some more of this beautiful, oh wow, you guys have no idea how good this smells right now. I mean, my stomach is growling. Feed me. Oh, it makes me think of that movie with Steve Martin in it, and Maurice. I forget what it's called, but it was about the plant. Okay, so our potatoes have been here about 2 minutes. We're going to go ahead and cancel this. We're going to pull our potatoes out. Ooh, yum. Okay. Ignore the brown parchment paper, it's fine. We're going to get our plate over here, and we're going to pull up some of these potatoes. Ooh, hot. And this is dinner tonight. Look at this beautiful garlic. It's soft. Oh, so we're gonna have to get somebody to taste this for you. Be right back. Normally, if this were my serving, I would be putting this white wine in that glass there, and I would be having that with my meal. But because my friend Amina, who's 14, is going to taste this meal for you, which means there's no wine. But if you're serving this with adults, white wine pairs very well. So Amina, we have the salad every night. You don't have to taste the salad for them, but do me a favor. Taste the chicken and the potatoes.
Okay. Hey guys, I'm Mina, and I'm gonna taste Miss Barb's delicious food. I was upstairs. Okay, I'm just gonna eat. I like the seasoning. It's good.
You gonna eat a piece of garlic?
I don't like garlic.
I know, but try this. That's the whole point. You don't like garlic. I know it's hot. Just came out of the oven.
Tastes kind of sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Rate 9.75 out of 10.
Thank you. Bon appetit.
This was Miss Barb's first video. I hope you guys truly enjoyed. Go comment down below what she should make next. Like, subscribe, and share. And see you next time.